Well, hello. Episode 43, Talking Small Press Comics with Steve Keeter and myself, Larned Justin. And just a quick note before we start, our last video that we did had over 220 views.
That's amazing.
And that video was on small press legend Steve Willis. And it got over 200 views. So the thing is, we have one more Cranium Frenzy for this issue. So be sure, whatever you do, stay tuned. If you're a Steve Willis fan, stay tuned and make sure you're here for that review in this episode. So with that,
you got to stick through this entire episode if you want to see it.
Yeah. With that, let's get started with what we do have so we can get to Steve's video.
Whatever. If he made videos, they would be incredible.
Yeah,
especially the sound effects. The sound effects would be amazing.
I can't talk, so you'll have to talk.
Okay, I did want to mention right off the bat.
Okay.
The UFO Awards, the United Fanzine Organization Awards. The 2023 UFO Awards, the Saucers, with a cover here in a Tetragrammaton Fragments, number 270. The UFO Newsletter has a cover by Tom Fellrath, where he pretty much all the members of the UFO are in here one way or another. There I am in the middle, right there.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Larry Johnson's Madame Boogala is right behind me. So I feel important. Madame Boogala stands behind me 100%. We're not going to spend this entire show talking about the awards. It would be nice. But I will mention that the guy who got the best cover for 2022 up to now, the best cover was a guy named, the best cover award goes to Larned Justin. For Strange Times, number 2.
Yeah, that was when I had a darker beard right there.
Well, I mean, that's an expressive cover. I mean, the guy, there's an intensity to this guy's face. It made a great cover. And I mean, it's cool. It's great because you can see like every single hair in his head and everything. It's really well done. And congratulations, Larned.
Thank you.
Yeah, if only we were throwing money at you, it would be even better.
That was the other thing, yeah.
Yeah, and but the awards are announced in this issue. You can also find the awards if you go online to the Facebook group, to the United Fanzine Organization, the public website. The awards are there, and you can find out everybody else who won the awards. And Tom Fellrath, our pal Tom Fellrath, got Best Publisher this year.
There you go. Yeah, very nice.
And Steve Keeter was nominated too, but he didn't win. And so was Jim Main, Larry Johnson, and Kurt Erickson.
I suspect that Steve Keeter was robbed.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well,
other than that, that's great.
I've been busy. I've been publishing this thing every 2 months for the last year. I don't have much time to publish my own zines, but I will be publishing number 10, and that's going to debut hopefully before the Space Con, which is where we're going to be in like 6 weeks, I think.
It won't be long. We will be there.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
Looking forward to it. All right, what do we got for this episode? What do we got first?
Moving on.
I'll go with whatever you pick up.
Let's
see. What do you got?
One of our favorite small press publishers is Adam Rodriguez.
It was the same one I was going to choose.
Yeah. Well,
A Tale to Terrify, number 1.
Nice
and
cover.
I've got number 2 up there. This is number 1.
You got the skeleton, and even his dog is a skeleton down below here.
Yep.
And
these are short horror stories.
Yeah.
And they're very cool. Now, these are from, I think he originally published these in 2018. And these were the first couple of comics that he did.
I know he said he published one of them. Maybe he did both. Yeah, but
I think maybe both, but at least one was from 2018.
There's a
And,
strong H.P. Lovecraft influence.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Um,
And he gives a little preview of what it's about right in here. So
and
you
of course,
have that.
the name of the town in Massachusetts is Outsput.
Outsput, yeah.
Right. You may recall that H.P. Lovecraft stories took place, a lot of them in Innsmouth.
Yeah,
Well,
but
this
these
is,
are
I mentioned this
Outsput.
before, Outsput. So it's the
Right.
opposite side of when you're on your way out of town. That's where you're going.
It's actually it says right here, just south of Innsmouth.
Just south of Innsmouth.
Yeah, Outsput is just south of Innsmouth.
No. Yeah, and this is serious, folks. This is not a joke.
No. And this story is the hermit crab.
Yep, the hermit crab.
Yep. Now, it's actually this fellow, his name is Herman Krebs. And Herman Krebs actually finds a barrel and gets a great idea because this takes place in 1939, I believe.
Right. He starts collecting hermit crabs.
Well, yes, he does collect hermit crabs, but he finds this
hermit crabs
barrel, and he gets a great idea because he thinks the barrel has to be full of whiskey, you know.
Right. It's in Prohibition.
Yeah, it's Prohibition. It's got to be full of whiskey. So he contacts a couple of the boys and lets them know he has this full barrel of whiskey. You know,
but we got to put in a little background here because what he was doing, he was collecting hermit crabs and mercilessly tossing them into a bonfire every night.
Yeah, he did do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And this kid says, "Gee, mister, why did you do that? Kill those poor little hermit crabs." And he says, "Because life is hell, kid." So this is a callous fellow killing, he said, especially for the little things. And
so that's what he was doing. And then you're right. He did do that. That's important too.
Yeah, it's important because you need to know what happened before he found the barrel to understand the ending.
Right. But we're not going to show you the ending.
No, I'm not going to tell you.
That's the whole point of a terrifying zine is the ending.
I want to show you one of Adam's great illos. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is a cool illo, and it totally wow, it's like demonic and satanic and all those terrible things that you really want to stay away from, but only in fiction are you allowed to at least take a look at it. So, but there is such a thing as poetic justice.
Yeah,
and we all know that in comics and in a good story, there is often poetic justice. You know.
Yeah.
Not telling you the end, but
no,
that's all you need to know. But it's a great ending and it's a great book.
Number one is 16 pages and it's $5, and you can get that on Amazon. And but I'll have all the info below in the description. So and for all those guys that send in comics to us, Adam filled out our form that gives us all the information we need to tell you. So we have a form.
That's very much appreciated.
It's on the community tab on our YouTube channel, and you can print it out and send it in with your comics, and we won't screw anything up. Well, I'm not going to say that, but anyway, there's a chance we won't screw it up when we have one of these. So.
And Adam is an artist for hire.
Oh, Adam does all kinds of stuff.
You have to check out his website.
Painting, paintings.
AWR.
Yeah, all kinds of painting. He's going to do 100 paintings this year. So far, he's done 6, but he's going to do 100.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And here is Tale to Terrify, number 2.
Right
here. And this one, I think, is 20 pages long, according to Adam. And once again, he's talking about
I think there's a little poetic justice in this one, but I'm not going to get into the details.
no, you can't do it, but this is Outspud again. And this one is called The Old Diving Pump.
Look at this killer illo in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool?
That's super cool.
This guy loves going down in a diving suit and walking around at the bottom of the ocean. And his wife is the pump for him,
the pump
so he can breathe.
Oxygen going in. Yeah. So
that's her job. And
there he is.
There he is. Yeah, that's him. And
his dog Rags is his best friend.
Yeah.
Certainly, apparently, a better friend than his wife turns out to be. And
we don't want to get into too much of that, but yeah.
Well, something really spooky happens, and it's 10 years from that very day. I will show you that the dog has passed away by this time.
Oh, yeah.
There's the wife. She's at the grave of the dog with the shovel. She's buried the dog. The 10 years later, and something really creepy occurs.
So, you've got to read it to find out.
Yeah.
There's a thing from the editor in the back, right here. You can read that. And here's an illo by Tatiana Jitkov, Circus of the Damned Hideout Theater. And I believe that is Adam right there in the middle.
In a theater role. He's an actor as well.
Adam is also an actor, and there's one of his parts.
Yep.
Looks like he's wrestling a bear there.
I think it's an invisible bear, from what I can make out.
Those are the best kind to wrestle. You know, you're going to wrestle a bear.
Yeah, you don't want to see what you're wrestling. You know, because it might scare the heck out of you.
Yeah, the invisible one is much better.
Now, what is he doing here? He's reading more. He's advertising some of his comics, Pinocchio and Mr. Hyde, and we're big fans of that one too. We've been following that, and this one's called The Blue Hole. I don't know. There's not any more information about that. Have you seen that one, Larned?
No, I have not. I don't know what that is. It's something coming
up.
It's a novella. It's a book.
Novella.
Oh. So it's a short book, I would assume from that. Novella or novella?
Novella, I guess.
That would mean to me a short book.
This story also took place in Innsmouth, and at the beginning of both these issues, he has a little quote from Lovecraft. I'll just read you just a couple of sentences. One night, I had a frightful dream in which I met my grandmother under the sea. She lived in a phosphorescent palace of many terraces with gardens of strange leprous corals and grotesque brachiate, that's a word I don't even know, efflorescences, and welcomed me with a warmth that may have been sardonic. I had to look up sardonic. I'm ashamed I didn't know what sardonic meant, but it's kind of like you're doing it with a sneer, Anyway, she had changed. She's been in the water and she has changed, and it gives you a mental idea of this underwater creature that used to be his grandmother, and pretty creepy stuff. Lovecraft even inspired me. I read H.P. Lovecraft when I was in my teens and early 20s. I loved his writings and stuff. I liked him. I liked Edgar Allan Poe, Edgar Allan Poe told scary stories, but Lovecraft took it even further. Yeah. He introduced monsters under the sea and creatures from outer space and all kinds of wild stuff. And he was a heck of a writer, and his influence continues 100 years later to this day.
With Adam especially.
Even with Adam.
There's the back of Adam's comic, all kinds of ads. I like this one, is hallucinogenic licking toad for $5.
$5 for hallucinogenic licking toad.
Yeah, for $5. You can't go wrong. You could try to capture one, but this is a lot easier. You just buy it from Adam.
And keeping with the tone of this story, there's a haunted deep sea diving helmet.
That's right.
So, if you want to, $666, but if you want to experience a story similar to the tragic figure in this particular comic, you might want to order this for $666.
Well, it's a little expensive, but it is haunted.
Yeah, it's haunted.
There's a lot of things you can buy that aren't haunted and they're not quite that expensive.
That's right. That's a definite plus.
Yeah, right.
What else have we got over here?
All right, what's next? That's Adam Rodriguez, by the way. Oh, yeah.
Small press party.
Small press party.
The spring issue from Joseph Morris.
Joe Morris, who's going to be in space, and we're going to get to meet him at space. Always want to meet him.
With a front cover by the great John Muller. We enjoy his artwork. He's done some of the covers for the UFO newsletter, but everything he does is really stand out. And that's a nice cover. And has the Dolphin Brothers in it, which is Joseph Morris's characters, a couple of his characters. He has lots of characters.
And
there's several stories.
Yeah, the first story is drawn by Clint Basinger. Look at the artwork on this. Look at that artwork. Pretty neat, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. A future problem.
Well, there's this weird otherworldly creature that you see in that little circular right here, and they're contacting this guy. He's an archaeologist. But this has to do with manipulation of time and stuff. So he doesn't want to talk to the archaeologist as he is today on the back of a camel? It's a bandaged up camel. It's a mummified candle. Camel. But he wants to, he can see the future. So he wants the future version of this guy. Where is it? Wherever my finger is. There he is, the future version. So he brings him back to help him out. And there's a bunch of crazy stuff in here.
You got to really follow it.
There's a combination. There's a mummy astronaut, the mummy knot.
Yeah.
Rise, mummy knot. He enters the picture.
Yeah, there's all kind of. But the artwork is very unusual and really cool. Look at that.
That's the standout page right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
really
Sobek is the kind of a god, kind of a freakish alligator-looking god. And there he is.
Right there, yeah.
And he's trying to kill the Nile for one thing. He's doing all kinds of stuff, and it's not good stuff. So, but the mummy knot. Let me see. There's something else cool that happens. There's a little frog guy. You see a little frog guy? Okay. There's this little frog guy, but remember, this guy can go into the future and see anyone's potential. And there's this little frog guy right here. See the frog?
That's not the licking toad, is it?
No, this is a different frog. And he goes to the future, and he finds the mutated version of the frog. His name is Hapi, Happy or Hoppy. And he brings back the mutated version, which looks like this. As you can see, he's a much more sophisticated fellow and much more powerful. So there's a lot of cosmic craziness and action that goes on there.
Really crazy. Really
unlike
crazy,
any story you're going to any other story you'll read this month.
Right, that's for sure.
I had to read it like 3 or 4 times to catch all the details in it because there was so much going on.
That is why you have to buy this. You have to buy it because we cannot do it justice here.
Yeah.
It just gives you an idea of what's in here. Now, also, the great Terry Flippo has a story in here.
Absolutely. The great Terry Flippo. I would agree with that assessment.
Yep. One of the best artists in small press, Terry Flippo. Yeah. Final delivery. And, of course, Terry works for the post office or worked for the post office. I don't know if he's retired or not.
Does he? I didn't know that.
He did. He did. Yes, he worked for the post office, and a lot of his stories had to do with things like delivering mail and things like that.
So this is slice of life stuff. This story might be true.
Yeah, well, possible. I don't think some of the characters are necessarily true to life.
He has a robot dog.
Little robot dog.
He's just trying to deliver the mail, but it's scary because there's all kinds of obstacles out there, monsters and things.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, there's kind of a poignant ending to this. So it's a short story, but kind of a sweet, almost sad ending. But very beautifully done, as all of Terry's artwork always is. It's beautifully illustrated. He has a nice, clean style with a. I don't know. It's just he's one of my favorite small press artists for sure.
For sure. Yep. I got to meet him at Space one year, and I checked the roster of who's going to be at Space this year. I did not see his name on it. So.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
He did. He's done Axel and Alex.
Yes.
Which is another fantastic series of comics.
Big robot and a boy. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's a number of issues of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are terrific. I have a number of those here. And some really nice work. Really nice work.
And then we have Joseph Morris himself right here with this story.
Story written by Jason DeGroot, and
illustrated by Joseph Morris.
And this is a wild, crazy story.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
The name of a Tommy James and the Shondells song, Crystal Blue Persuasion. You remember that? Maybe everybody out there doesn't remember, but
I remember it. And this is Crystal Chaos. This becomes Crystal Chaos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're having a party, and there's someone, there's a little crab with a sparkly rear end, and appropriately named Sparkle Butt. Sparkle Butt is wherever my finger is here.
Yeah.
Right there, Sparkle Butt.
Yeah, you can see him here.
And they've been collecting crystals.
Okay.
Well, what happened was these are the magic unity crystals. Apparently, these crystals hold the universe together, and so she delivers the blue unity crystal. But somebody, it's a party after all. So one of the dolphin guys throws a frisbee. Yep. Well, there it is. It just happens to land on top of the crystal. As I said, this thing holds time and space together, so there's total disruption here.
Yeah, that's why. That's what happened. That's why you have crystal chaos. But
crystal chaos.
Yeah.
And it alters time. So the little crab guys are being chased by people who thought they were their friends. The Dolphin Brothers are the Dolphin Brethren. Somewhere over here. This guy's name is this big bear with a leaf blower, and apparently his name is Keeter. Keytytar. Gee, that's almost my name.
Yeah.
My last name is Keeter.
Maybe you might have got the idea from your name.
Maybe in the future I'll be my descendants will be leaf blowing bears.
There's always a chance there could be leaf-blowing bears someday. It's something to think about anyway.
Yeah. So.
It does end with a party.
The crabs seem to rule the day. They have caused the chaos, but they find another crab, Hermit the crab. They go about trying to reverse the problem. Without showing the entire thing, I will show you the last panel in the issue because it's important.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna show that too because
there you go.
It's a reality reset party right at the end.
Reality reset party.
Yeah.
They just party on. It's cool. Whatever happens, no matter what chaos,
doesn't
no
matter. They're
how
going
much
to party.
fabric
They're
of
going to
time and
party.
space has been disrupted, as long as there's a party at the end, it's okay.
It's okay. And then, once again, Terry Flippo writes a little piece in here with a couple of illustrations. And that's nice. You should read that. What Terry says.
Yep.
And
Terry Flippo,
John Muller, who did the cover, shows the ink part of the cover that he did.
Slightly autobiographical little segments here at the end.
And here's an ad here for an upcoming book by I can't see it now, but
who's it by? Dex Corrigan.
Well, that's Dex Corrigan is the guy. That's the guy, Dex Corrigan, and Quidex Protocol with Dex Corrigan, and the artist is
I know I've seen Dex Corrigan before. Who?
I don't know who the artist is. I thought it said.
Well, it's www.repercussioncomics.net.
Yeah.
I mean, I could type it in, except that right now my computer's occupied recording this.
Right.
So I have to look into that and see what it is. Looks great.
And another work ad for Terry Flippo book here. Right there. And that is
platypus.
Yeah, the masked platypus. These things are hard to say, but that's what it is. Boy. Okay.
Wow.
And that's the back cover right there.
And the back cover is interesting. They got someone, might be Clint Basinger, I don't know, but it's future Clint right here.
Yeah.
Which is one of the characters in Clint Basinger's story. That might be Clint himself.
Yeah.
Cleverly disguised.
Yeah.
Or if he actually looks like that.
It says future Clint right there.
Future Clint. There's the mummy knot. And, a lot of great stuff that goes on in here.
Cosmic Mustache Comics.
Yep.
So
anyway,
that was that. And let me see if there's a page count here. I don't think there is a page count, but it's quite a few pages. And it's $4. $4. And I will have Joseph's contact info in the description. So you can get yourself one of these full color covers and excellent artwork. You
can't lose it. Joseph Morris is one heck of a prolific artist. He's doing stuff all the time.
He does something every day on Facebook.
Every day on Facebook. Yeah.
Every day.
So,
I don't know how he does it.
Creative dynamo for sure.
Yeah. I gotta meet him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm losing my voice. What do we got next?
Horseman.
Oh, Horseman. This is very, 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 very unusual. Larry has been doing Horseman for quite some time.
Several years.
Several years. I don't know how many issues, but there is no word balloons in Horseman.
And this is interesting. This is interesting because Larry's a great writer. Some of his comics, I'm gonna peek ahead real quick and show you something from the Hand graphic novel. Some of his comics have a lot of dialogue and stuff, and but it's a great story. But Horseman has zero dialogue.
No, you have to kind of. The fun of this can be to kind of make up your own story. You may not know exactly what Larry was thinking of, but you can certainly make up a story by looking through this.
And
each page is beautifully illustrated. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. They're beautiful illustrations.
In full color. The entire issue is in full color.
Yeah.
Larry mentions the origins of Horseman. Horseman evolves from a series of fantasy illustrations I started working on in the spring of 2016. Originally, I pictured wolfmen on horseback riding through forest scenes carrying torches. They were observed by a dark antlered figure in the woods. But over time, and I remember those original illos. I remember that because they were very intriguing. And over time, the antlers disappeared, and you could see the figure in the shadows, and it was the horseman.
Yeah.
And yeah, but
now, I'm not sure why the horseman is wearing a wolf cape in part of this. I'm not quite sure, but I do know that a character appears that I would call Little Red Riding Horse. You see her there. She appears in the book.
Yeah. There is a Red Riding Hood influence here.
Right.
Based on the legend.
Part of the story. Little Red Riding Horse is part of the story in here.
But I mean, and like the story, there's the big bad wolf dressed like grandma. And
I've been called the rear part of a horse before, but I've never been called the horse's head. I've been called the other end, but not a horse's head. This is a guy with a horse's head.
Yeah, and wild stuff goes on. At one point here, it looks like you see this white version of Horseman. It looks like his spirit has left his body, and he's wandering around, following these wolf-like creatures. And
now this wolf woman here is cooking the horseman. He's a miniature at this point, and she's cooking him over a pot.
Yep, and there are mutated. There's the wolves with the torches, and you see a octopus with a wolf's head here, and an eel with a wolf's head, and just a lot of strange stuff.
Yeah. But like I say, if you take your time, you can make up your own story for this.
You can make up your own dialogue.
You can make up and have it be whatever you want it to be. It may not be what Larry intended, but you can do it. And no matter what, you're going to get a beautiful book. That's for sure.
Right.
Beautiful.
I mean, it's totally a dream. The whole thing is a dream. There's a horse woman.
Yeah, that's a little Red Riding Horse. Yeah, that's
I'm not sure what's going on with the bubbles and stuff. I guess he's in some ethereal plane of reality there. But it's really a beautiful, as all of Larry's stuff is. This one is beautifully illustrated, only in full color.
It makes you wonder what Larry is smoking, as a matter of fact. Because it's,
I know. I've known Larry for 50 years, and he's just a wildly creative person.
Oh, we've had him on our show.
He's gotten better. He's gotten better and better. I really think he's putting out the best stuff of his entire career right now. So yeah, this is an exciting story. As I said, it leaves something to the imagination. And if you pay close attention, you'll see for one thing. He donned a wolf's a cape like a wolf with a wolf's head at the beginning. I think he found this in a cave, and it led him on this particular adventure. But I mean, in your wildest dreams, I mean, do you have dreams like this? I mean, maybe Larry does.
I had nightmares after reading the book. But
I have some pretty wild dreams, but this is totally unleashed creativity. Just no holding back.
And earlier. Appreciate how long it takes to do each page. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Yep. So well worth it. And it's number 4. And it's $6 from Larry.
Oh, worth every penny. Worth every penny. You see a little horse baby and a little wolf baby here. Not sure what's going on, but we do have the Red Riding Hood type of figure there. And what can I tell you? This is one of the finest one of the finest comics I've received recently.
Pretty neat comic book. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Okay. And Larry's not done.
Nope, he's not
Larry's
finished.
not done because
more to offer.
The Hand, a graphic novel, 137 pages.
Wow.
It's $10 on Amazon.
Was it really 137 pages? Wow. I read through this whole thing,
pages.
And it went by really quick.
Yeah.
But these are reprints from Tales of Fantasy.
Right.
One of his zines from 2012 to 2014.
The Hand is a superhero. Yeah, there's some of the books that it's from. And the Hand is a superhero, not like any other superhero you may have seen, but he is a superhero.
A rather reluctant superhero.
Yeah, he didn't plan on being a superhero. It just kind of happened.
He came across this atomic-powered hand glove, and it controls the guy.
Yeah.
If you ever read this,
actually he gets the hand, and then he makes himself a suit to fit. Since he's going to be a superhero, he makes himself a suit. So
yeah, I believe the hand is controlling him. The hand is controlling him, and it was something. It turns out it was something created by the government, some sort of a weapon. Just imagine, this weapon can zap people, can put them in comas, can cause them brain damage, and you see him in action a lot.
There he is, yeah.
But as I said, it's controlling him, and it's interesting because the character is Freddie Brown. That's Freddie Brown, and one thing you'll see other characters from Larry Johnson's books. This is Freddie. And this is his brother, Lou Brown.
And Lou Brown's in a lot of Larry's books.
Right. We've been following Lou Brown for a long time. Up here on the wall is a picture of Zooey, one of Larry's first creations that he created when he was just a kid, like in the early 60s. And somehow he pops up in a picture or two on the wall. Yep. That's not all. I noticed that Larry himself is in some of the pictures. Look. In the restaurant, I mean, if you look carefully, does this not look like Larry?
That's Larry.
That's Larry.
Below
the drawing.
You know who else used to do that? Tim Corrigan.
Oh,
Tim Corrigan would put himself in there, and also Larry Blake. Larry Blake would put himself in a lot of
Larry
comics.
Blake, he put them all. He made himself one of the main figures in his comics. But he did it a lot. Larry Johnson's being a little more subtle here, but he pops up in several places. I like some of the stuff too, where it turns out the hand is, well, I guess he sort of based himself on a character from the 1950s, and here's a cover of a supposed 1954 comic.
Oh yeah,
as you can see,
of Justice.
It has a hand of justice. It has a UFO symbol in the corner. So this was a UFO zine, folks. Apparently.
Back in the 50s, before you were born. Yeah.
Yeah. A tip of the hat to Larry for mentioning that and promoting the group. I really appreciated seeing that. And
we can have hours of fun with this,
Yeah, it's terrific. So much going on. Lots of action, lots of intrigue. Other characters, Detective Kozlowski, who has appeared in other stories.
He's been in a lot of stories, yes.
Managed to appear in here. Goodness me. Dr. Morpheus.
Just cool. I mean, we can't go through everything because it's, like I say, 137 pages, but it's just neat stories about the hand. And
a lot of stuff that people we've seen before. I've seen this character before, Dr. Morphote, or I guess that's Dr. Morpheus, Dr. Morphote. This turns out to be, I think it's his son. It's his son or his nephew, but it's one or the other. But he's a character in here. And it's just, I can tell you what, you're never going to be bored. You're not going to be bored. You can sit like I did a couple of hours. You're reading the entire thing, and it's just fascinating.
It's fun. And look at this. Here's a picture of the hand flying through the air in black and white, and there it is in color.
Okay. Yep, there it is in color.
Yeah.
Freddie has problems with his mother, Lou Brown's mom as well, I suppose, and she doesn't know what's going on. He keeps going upstairs to his room to hide, and she doesn't know what's going on. She's totally oblivious.
Yeah.
But Lou, somewhere in here, she asked Lou to go investigate, and he goes up there and he goes into his room, and he finds the glove. I'm not going to tell you too much more than that, but he finds it.
Yeah.
There he is, right there. Lou Brown is searching his brother's room, and he goes, "Oh no, it can't be."
Yeah.
And this is a turning point, of course, for the story.
Yeah.
But there's much more to it. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
Oh, I mean, you can go on forever, but
right.
You really need to read it for yourself.
Yeah.
And I'll have his contact info, and I think it's available from Amazon, and I'll have that detail in there and everything, so you can get it.
And Lou's brother, Freddie, is a recovered drug addict. But it seems that this hand offers him a new addiction that's much harder to kick than his previous habits.
Yeah, he's a reluctant hero, but nonetheless a hero.
Right. Yeah, and he starts to get upset when he finds out that not only is he defeating people, but he's causing them brain damage and stuff. So that makes it a little like you're brain damaging people, making them into walking, blithering idiots, and maybe they deserved it, maybe not.
Yeah.
But that's not what he wants to do. That's like going a little bit too far, and that's when he starts to turn and question this thing that's controlling him. So an obsession, a compulsion, an addiction, and this is a great comic. This is a great graphic novel, worth every penny. How much is it? $200? Let me see.
200.
200.
$10. $10. Can't go wrong. 137 pages, $10.
That's a steal.
Yeah.
That's an absolute steal for a great comic like this.
Yeah.
Couldn't recommend it highly enough.
Right. I say get it and read it.
Absolutely.
Well, it is that time. Do you have any da-da music or anything? Cranium Frenzy number 16.
Yeah, we could have the 2001 A Space Odyssey music.
Oh, that would have been cool. Steve Willis.
Yep.
And the first one is the Showdown. The Showdown. I gotta read you this. It's too small for you to be able to see it, but
there you go.
You hold it up and I'll read it.
All right.
I got to get my reading glasses because I can't see anything without them.
Yep.
So let me put these on, and I will read you this because it's kind of cool. The rotation of the Earth was such that the sun appeared to be setting into the western horizon. Citizens fled the dusty street and peeked around corners and through grime-covered windows, hoping for the worst, knowing that one day they would be telling their grandchildren about this day.
Bum, bum, bum.
I was waiting, trigger finger twitching. And south of me, cool as a cucumber, only 50 feet away, sat my nemesis, the penguin beak salad.
There you go. You got to read the whole thing, or what?
Oh, no, I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Enough, right?
Oh my gosh, the beginning is enough.
Yeah, this is only a 2 part. That's a heck of a crazy zany start.
Yeah. It goes on. Oh boy, good old Steve. Then he's got one about himself.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Jib jab gibberish.
And this one hits home. I think many of us can identify this.
I would think so. Yes.
The fog lifted, the dust settled. There was Steve. He found himself somehow in the role of a professional level rage slave in a series of bureaucracies. This brand of servitude involved thousands of hours of pointless meetings and useless community. So you see, he's sitting there at a conference or a meeting for his job, and these important people, they're talking, and it's like blah 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 blah.
Pretty much invisible.
Blah blah. Wobbity wobbity blah.
Yeah.
His presence was required, but his attention was elsewhere. You can see here he's drawing a guy with a frog coming out of his cranium while the guy's talking.
Right. Yeah. And that's a famous drawing of his with the guy coming out of his head.
Yeah, right. And haven't you been at this, like where you've been at a really boring work meeting and they're just talking and talking and talking?
Many times.
And your mind is like somewhere else.
Yep.
And
that's Steve.
Yep. His mind is somewhere else.
Yeah.
And what happens here? Because they call on him. Oh yeah. They all of a sudden they call on him.
Oh, yeah, and he's got the answers,
Red alert, aruga, aruga. And, of course, could you please clarify that, or what do you mean exactly?
That's his answers. He has these standard answers for the meeting. Could you please clarify that? Or what do you mean exactly? Or
and there he goes.
Could you be
more standard answer here? Just whatever they ask him. In the new normal, we are facing a revised Neo 24/7 paradigm, forcing us to think outside the box. Seriously consider a quantum leap to a new mission statement.
That's now, what I always said that at all the meetings.
I would say that too.
Because
so they're going like,
most everybody would go, right.
Darn, this guy's smart. He deserves a promotion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Steve's.
Yep.
And then we go on to the.
I got to take a call here. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Hello. Hi. I'm in the middle of videoing a episode of my comic review thing. Oh, I don't know where she is. I got the door shut.
Keep this entertaining, folks.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Oh, I behaved myself very well while you were on the phone. Just so you know, I just want you to know I was totally respectful while you were on the phone. Okay.
That was my daughter. With a minor emergency, but nothing major. Not enough to stop this. So.
That's right. Some things are unstoppable.
That's right. But at least I have it recorded on this here. So anyway.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. And
the pillow namer.
Oh, the pillow namer. Yes. Yeah.
This guy gets a knock on the door.
Yes, he does, and it's Vigo Dinkelpuffer.
Vigo Dinkelpuffer, of course.
Naturally.
He introduces himself.
And he is a pillow namer.
Gets this awesome reaction, like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this guy really doesn't care. Whatever, he really doesn't care what Vito names at all. But
whatever.
Vito, Yep. Yes, I am the pillow namer. Naming pillows is my trade. So, actually, it's not technically a trade. No one seems to feel I deserve any fee for this service. Really? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be paying veto any money to name my pillows. I can tell you that.
Yeah, you see the guy's reaction here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
This one is Ralph, and here's the beautiful pillow of Arabia. And the sound effect is apply moniker. Don't forget Steve Willis's awesome sound effects.
And the guy's putting a little sticker on the pillow. And the sound effect is apply moniker.
So.
Well, now he's got a pillow that's evil and needs to be exorcised.
Adjure and rend.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, I already gave away the ending because I accidentally flashed this, but this is, where the guy belongs.
Absolutely. They finally take that guy away.
Yeah, he thinks he's a genius, but...
Yeah. Oh, brother.
Steve Willis is unbelievable. He comes up, the ideas, I don't know where he gets these ideas, but these are just wild and,
you hate to give away all the punchlines of his gags, but they are so funny.
This
Attention is about a boy that actually saved a present without opening it his entire life.
Mm-hmm. But this story's funny, but it's also actually kind of poignant. It's kind of moving.
Yeah.
Because this guy, he saves all the presents he's been given ever since he was a little child.
Mm-hmm.
He saves all his presents, mm-hmm. and eventually has a warehouse designed just for those. And gee, I don't want to give away the ending because it's, like I say, it's very poignant. But eventually, he does decide to open one present, and it's worth the entire book just for that sequence.
I'm not sure I even know how to pronounce this story name here.
I'm a Penka. Well, it's some sort of a Russian name. I know that.
I'm a Penka. Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I did.
Okay.
I went online just before the show. I went on there and I put that in.
Oh.
And I'm still not sure what it is, but it has something to do with maybe Russian journalism or something back in the 70s. But the definition I found online was kind of vague. So, but whatever it is, doesn't matter. Well, Steve makes it work.
If it's vague, that's why Steve used it.
He has his own definition. So,
so that's a story in here. Of course, really a wild one. I cannot give this away, so I will not do that. But I like the back. He always has something on the back. I think it started maybe an issue 2 ago, called the Buttercube Brothers.
And we reviewed a story by them in our last video. The Buttercube Brothers.
But what's interesting about this is that we have a fan. The Buttercube Brothers have a fan. Billy McKay of N. Olmsted, Ohio writes, "I love the Buttercube Brothers." And they, he wanted them to do a story, so they do.
Right.
They do a story. Unfortunately,
well, I mean, there it is. They always melt at the end. I mean,
that always happens, but it's quite hilarious. Thanks a lot, Billy. Thank you so very much. And they have melted on the frying pan in the end.
Yeah, I don't know how. My guess is they'll still come back for the next story.
Because you can always get more butter, You melt your butter, you can always get more butter.
That's right.
I think they will be back.
They are immortal. As long as butter exists in this world, the
Buttercube
Brothers will be back.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He also sent me a little. This is a Morty Comics 6101.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he sent me that, and this says, "Oh dear, it always turns out this way." I don't know. He's talking to his hand. That's all.
Yeah, talking to his hand. His hand has a little face on it and little arms.
Yeah. Then inside you have just an illustration, and then you have this over here. You keep interrupting when I'm trying to hear you.
You keep interrupting when I'm trying to hear you. I have to think about that one.
What?
It's a thinker.
Hmm.
You're interrupting when I'm trying to hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
I might not be able to sleep tonight. I got to think about that one.
That one. And yes, I know. I'm getting there. Pointing each way. Yeah. So,
Yep.
and that is Willis 4/3/23. So if you order this, or you can't order it, you can trade for this. You can send stamps for this, or anything like that, but you cannot pay for it with a cover price. He doesn't have cover prices, but he likes trades. So if you want to trade for it, but he may send you this plus this other one. You never know.
The price
you never know what you're going to get.
What price is it worth? To be able to laugh and just be happy and read one of the funniest comics around.
Yeah, I mean, and if you send him, you trade him a comic, he will put you on his mailing list, and you will get these. So don't forget. What a great guy. Yep. He's very funny. That's all we got for today, I think. I think we are.
There's more coming.
Yes,
I can tell you that. Yeah,
we have a couple more. Steve's got a couple that I haven't received yet, so I'll be getting my copies. And
I'll do it back here.
Okay.
Sneak preview just to cover.
Okay.
I'm assuming Larned is going to get this. If not, I'll by golly order it. But I want him to see it. It's Bad Magazine #7 from Dan Burke.
Yep.
We'll talk about it. Hopefully next time.
Okay.
So looks great. Right. I'll tell you that.
Yep. All right. I think we are done. So we will see you next time. Adios.
And here we go. Welcome to Talking Small Press Comics. This is number 44, episode 44.
I can't
with
even
Steve
keep up
Keeter, as you see there in the red shirt, and me, Larned Justin. Now, one thing, because our broadcast schedule's a little erratic, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our episodes. Because, we can only do episodes when we have comics, so there's no real schedule. So if you're a subscriber and you hit that button, you'll know when we're on. Also, in this episode, if you're a fan of Steve Willis, and if you're not, you should be, we have Cranium Frenzy number 17 included in this episode. So be sure and stay tuned for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anything?
That's where we should start. Right there.
Yeah, I was going to save it for later in the show.
You want to save it to the end? We can do that. Okay, sneak preview, folks.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We're going to review this at the end.
We're going to review it. Don't leave. Yeah. Don't leave.
And right. I got a few things to say about this.
Okay, good.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Anything else new and exciting before we get started that you have to talk about or anything?
No, we're going to be at space.
Okay.
In 3 weeks, we're going to be at the space convention.
Yes, we will. We may get one more show in before then, I would think. Probably episode 45 will be in before the show, but we will be recording at the show, and I don't know, we may get more than one episode out of the show. Who knows?
Right. And there's more going on than that. Without revealing too much, I'm going to say that we're investigating AI, artificial intelligence, and we're talking to a couple of comic book creators who are using that method. But this is something that's down the road, not too far down the road, very near.
Not too far down the road. We have an announcement coming up. I don't know if we'll announce before Space or not. Depends. We have to do a few things before we can make the announcement, but that is coming up, so keep an eye out. All right, now, what do we want to do first? You got
Well,
anything?
we got this.
Oh, yes. This is kind of interesting. What I did, I went online and I was looking for small press comics, just in general. And I wound up going to a site that's a comic book shop in Chicago. And it's called Howling Pages. And and the reason I went there is because they have a lot of small press comics. So I was going through looking at it and I see this. And you know, they say never buy a book by its cover. Well, I bought this by its cover. There was no synopsis of what this was or anything.
Right.
All it was a picture of the cover and the price, which is $5.
It was a good buy.
Yeah.
This is Rick Therrio, a new
Rick
pal of ours.
Therrio.
Rick Therrio.
And inside the book, there's no information on Rick at all. No address, no nothing. So Steve did a little research, went on Facebook, and found Rick and corresponded with him a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, yesterday. We were talking yesterday. Hi, Rick. I know you're watching. We totally enjoyed your book. It's noir, like a 1950s B-movie detective, but it's totally taken to the extreme. It's taken to it enters into a realm of bizarreness that they never imagined back in those days.
Right. But what's interesting is the way this is a little different for a comic book, because what it is, each page has one side has a full-length drawing, artwork, and then the other side has full-length story.
There's some really cool
each page is done that way. So, and Rick has a very interesting writing style, I think. And here's the thing: I don't know about you, Steve, but are you sure that he's actually in this book on our planet, or could he be on another planet? It's very science fiction-y, I think.
It could be another dimension, or
the way he talks, it almost seems like it. I don't know. Rick might have to tell us, but
Rick's writing style, it's a perfect parody of film noir.
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
Okay, let me I'll read just a quick section.
Yeah, read a little bit.
The sky was made of murky glass as I glided over the broken sidewalks of the city. Shadows crawled across the spaces between buildings, somehow giving the feeling that something was about to happen. I'll skip a paragraph. The vaguely chemical scent of unknown mysteries wafted through the drafty urban corridors, hinting of fresh and dangerous secrets waiting to be unlocked. That's only the beginning.
That's the first page. Yeah.
Very moody, atmospheric. Yeah. But then it starts getting crazy.
Well, if you look here, I've said this now. This is a restaurant that he's at. But if you look at the drawing, I believe that is a praying mantis that owns the restaurant. You see that?
Just looking at that picture.
Yeah. And the way he talks,
it is a praying mantis.
Yeah, and I think the praying mantis owns the restaurant that he's in.
Yeah, it's called Fernando's.
Fernando's restaurant, and it's his favorite, one of his favorite restaurant. But and he's worried about it. Isn't he worried about it going out of business?
Well, something's going on. Somebody put in a bad word about Fernando's. Some competitor put in a bad word, spreading ugly propaganda, as it says here. Let me see. Rumor. There was a rumor that the place was contaminated with Venusian cooties.
See, there you go. Venusian. That's what makes me think
cooties.
This may not be. He may not be on Earth, but he might be, and it's just a little science fiction thrown in there. Yeah. But anyway, it is 40 pages. And it's well done. It's a nice looking book. There's his logo, Screaming Brain Comics.
Screaming Brain Comics.
and it's 40 pages, and it's only $5.
There's Dr.
Look.
Rotwang, whom he goes to for help. This guy knows a lot and knows the city, and he's looking for help. And it seems that, should I show this picture? Okay. It seems that they're looking for a giant plastic balloon lizard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, but that's not all. That's not all. Mm-hmm.
There's the old fat detective smoking a couple of cigarettes.
More than a couple. He's smoking a bunch of cigarettes. He also drinks like a fish.
Yeah.
He goes to the and he just drinks and drinks. Dr. Rotwang can't keep up with him. Would you like a drink? Yeah, like 3, 4. He just kept. Anyway, and there's another. I'm looking. He's somewhere else here. He got away from Rotwang. He went to a place called the Deadly Dandelion, and he's talking to a person there, a friend of his, named Leroy. And he says, "Thanks, Leroy. You're a good dog." And I had to take a double take. But Leroy is, in fact, a blue dog.
Yeah, with goggles on.
Yeah, well, definitely with big eyes.
Goggles, I think they're.
And
goggles.
there's the noir stuff in the background, the atmosphere. Yep. You got the stand-up bass.
See, now they almost look like trumpet. The Star Wars group that, the singers in Star Wars and the cantina. Yeah, and here's another look at the Praying Mantis on a different page. Very interesting. We don't want to give it away, of course, but very, really different. You want something very different, this is it. Now, we don't have... Go ahead.
This is Ms. Gasoline. He calls her that because, well, she's hot. So there she is, Ms. Gasoline, one of the people he's confiding in. And I mean, as you read along, I mean, it's a mystery, but it's
great.
It's hilarious.
And if he doesn't have an address listed, so in the description, I'm going to give you his email address. He said just email him. Or I will give you the information on Howling Comics pages where I bought it. So you could buy it there. Same price, $5, but
and it escalates. It escalates to sort of a gang war.
Yeah, they're shooting.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess these are the good guys. These are the good guys over here.
Yeah.
There's the old fat detective. And I guess that's Ms. Gasoline.
Yeah, Ms. Gasoline there. Yeah.
And on the other side of the room are these people, sort of a Japanese cartel type.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's but the thing is, they somehow everybody misses.
Yeah, they didn't hit anything.
Everybody misses.
Yeah, they didn't hit nothing.
Nobody gets hurt. So you can read this to your kids, folks. Nobody gets hurt.
No.
It's just great.
Anyway,
I really love this book.
It's got, his writing is really interesting. When you say kids, I don't think they would understand some of the words he uses.
They wouldn't get it at all.
Yeah,
but
the
art and the artwork is just really good. It's just really nice. It's dark. It's in black and white.
I noticed on his Facebook page, he does painting. He's a painter also. He does some beautiful paintings. Really cool. So he does a lot of things.
Stuff. On his Facebook page, and he also has on Vimeo, a video streaming site. He has a 42-minute video where he reads this entire book.
Yeah, on Vimeo, right?
Yeah.
And if you let me just tell you, I had to write it down. The guy that posts his stuff on Vimeo is Jim Rock Quat Rocky. Quattrocki.
Yeah.
And that guy has tons of videos, all kinds of videos.
He's the animator, right?
He helps with the animation.
Animation.
Yeah.
And
but he has a lot of. He's a video guy, and he has a ton of videos on Vimeo.
Yeah.
So
I'd have
anyway,
to flip screens here and go back to Rick's website, but they're working on another video, and this one is an animated video.
Right.
Looks very interesting. It also involves the old fat
Oh yeah,
detective.
yeah. It's an old fat detective
But
story.
it looks
So
like this one's really going to be out there. From the the models and everything that he shows in those pictures.
yeah,
It
pretty
looks
cool.
like it's going to be pretty wild.
Well, we'll give you his
Oh.
information in the description. You can check it out. Accidentally finding him was kind of cool, really. All I did was look at the cover and bought it and sent Steve a copy, and I'm glad I did. It's very cool.
Hang on just a second. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm
Okay.
going to try to find his website super fast here. Here it is, right
Okay.
here. So if I go like this, Rick
Rock.
Therrio.
Oh,
Rick, at the top of the list. So let me
it's
see
at the
here.
first one. Are you on Vimeo? Is that what you're looking at?
Can you see me right now? The camera's
Yeah.
on me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I'm on his website.
Oh, his website. Okay.
No, not his website. I'm on his Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. All right,
I'm
gotcha.
going to try to offer an image of what he's working on here. If I can do it using my cell phone. Camera.
Mm-hmm.
Turn, okay, and we'll turn that around. Nope, let's turn it back around the other way because I can't see what I'm looking at. Okay, so.
Oh boy.
There you go.
No,
You can see.
no, I can't see it. You got it too low.
You can't see it?
No, you got it too low. Up.
Too low?
Up. Yeah, and over toward yourself. Move it to you and hold it straight. Isn't that working? Hold it straight.
You don't see it?
Can't see it. Not with the way you're doing it.
It was worth a try. It's
Put
backwards.
it right in front of your face. Just put it in front of your face and we'll be able to see it. In front of your face. Go in front of your face.
It's in front of my face.
Move it over. Move it over. Move it over. There you go. Now.
You can see it now?
No. I don't know what I see. I don't know what I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's the camera's here. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, what the heck?
Well, that didn't work. But anyway, they can go look at it. We'll give them all the information.
Experimenting.
Yeah. We'll give them all the information, and you guys can go look at it for yourself. So that was that. And what do you got next?
Well, we got the Improbable Girl and the Wonder Kitty.
Yes, indeedy, right here. The Improbable Girl, and this is and this is part 3 of
the heist.
It's the conclusion of the heist. Part 3, the conclusion of the heist.
Mm-hmm.
The two girls got themselves involved in a heist, and they're completely innocent, but they got all involved in it and got in big mess. Yeah.
I was just excited because right on the inside cover, you see Larned and myself right there, you know.
Yeah.
So
well,
I'm like,
that's,
wow, we're in the issue.
Yeah, that's interesting because he has what he calls the People's Journal, and he has right in here lessons for Larned.
Lessons for Larned. Larned asked some questions.
That is because I'm an idiot and I didn't understand some of the story that he was, so I asked him some questions about the story and he answered them with lessons for Larned. And all the answers, you may have had the same questions. The answers are right here. Of course, you're not an idiot like I am, and I couldn't figure it out, but he told me. So that is in there. That's part of this issue.
Well, the story has been rather complicated.
It's a little complicated. It's got a lot of explanatory yellow. See all the yellow? Those are explanatory
captions.
Or whatever you want to call them. But there's a lot of those in the book because the story, is detailed, very detailed.
Yeah. It's very colorful. Very colorful book.
Full color book.
Joe's artwork is as as nice as ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course, it involves the two mailroom clerks who are also the Air Force,
Yeah.
Marie Selinsky and Zandra Nico, the Wonder Kitty. Marie
And
Selinsky being the
they're
improbable girl.
superheroes also. Don't forget that they are superheroes because the Wonder Kitty can turn into a kitty right there.
Right.
The
And
Wonder
she
Kitty,
does.
yeah, she can turn into a kitty.
She does, trying to escape notice. She's a little
Yeah.
kitty cat, but someone does notice her.
Mm-hmm.
But she's in luck because it's somebody who's on their side.
Yeah.
So,
Is that the guy from England? Yeah. Yeah, there's an English.
Um,
I think that's the guy from England. Is that right?
no, this isn't.
The guy with the sideburns.
This is Chief Barker.
Oh,
This is a
okay.
different guy.
Okay.
But the guy from England is Percy.
Is their friend? Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
pops up. He pops up a couple of pages later,
Yeah.
and there he is.
There he is, and
Talking
he's
to
a good
Marie.
friend of theirs.
Yeah, working with the British Special Forces or something like that. But but everything that has been there's been a lot of action in the last few issues. And
Yep.
this one, Nico is knocked unconscious, and she's being captive, held up, bound by her hands, and hanging there. And of course, her good friend finds her there and helps her escape. But
Well, that's
the big thing,
due to the villain here with the red hair.
yeah, and
He's the real villain here.
right, and her friend is not too happy about it. The improbable girl Marie is not happy about this at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, he looks like the singer from Simply Red. I don't know if you know that band, but
well,
he's got a red-haired singer and
two buck teeth, you know. So
yeah, she's not even playing. You don't mess with my friend.
No, well, you don't mess with her either. Either one.
This is what she says. She
Shouldn't.
says, I think you will find that I don't throw like a girl, but rather a bit more like a woman. There, take the quick way back down. Whammo!
Whammo.
Yeah. She takes care of that. Yeah, and he's not too happy about it.
He got knocked goofy there.
Yeah, he's dazed and confused there. Mm-hmm. But anyway, by this time they've had enough. They've been pursued, and
it goes on, and there's the guy that originally accused them, and I forgot his Lieutenant General
John Morelli.
Morelli
is the bad guy, and he's ready to. He's found out where they're at, so he's ready to send some folks in. We're going to rush in and take these two by complete surprise. But he's surprised when he finds out that they just turned themselves in 20 minutes before, so he didn't get his great victory to splash all over the headlines or whatever. He didn't get that, so he was thwarted. And then they do go to trial. They actually found there was someone in the boxcar. They were hiding in a boxcar and of a train. And so when they go looking in there, that's General Morelli's man. They see this guy. He says, I'm coming out. You railroad police sure can make a big deal. I just needed a ride. So he's a vagrant. And he's hiding in there with a cat who is not one of our heroes. And so they got the wrong guy. But the good people, then there's a trial.
That's what I was looking at, was a trial back there.
There is like a tribunal.
Mm-hmm.
And there they are in their uniforms, in their Air Force uniforms.
Yep.
And so
I think I made a little. I don't want Joe to catch this, but I think I made a little mistake. The guy with the big mustache is not Morelli. The guy with the mustache is General Howitzer. That's right. General Howitzer.
General Howitzer, I believe, is a character created by someone else.
His friend, Joe's friend.
The guy Kim Bailey. I think it's Kim Bailey.
Okay, he did that.
Does the Energy Girl
character?
I think that's one of his characters.
Okay. Well, anyway, he's the head of the tribunal, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's where the end of the story happens, and it's a really good story, and we've been following it. Now this cycle is complete, so
that's a new story. Joe's talking about a new story coming up, so this one done, and you got to get this to wrap it up. And he also includes what he calls the People's Journal in here. And this is features a number of things, but it features a interview with Shane Luttrell.
Shane Luttrell, Susie Steam.
Yeah, the Yeet guy. Y-E-E-T. Yeah. Anyway, there is a interview with him, which is cool.
Yeah, we love Shane. We love Shane's comments.
Very small print.
He does for Yeet.
But and then that goes on for another page, and then we have the UFO checklist at the back. So
darn, it's a UFO zine.
It's a UFO zine. Yeah.
That means quality, folks. You know, if it's a UFO zine, you know it's good stuff.
Yep.
I would say that because I'm chairman of the UFO. It also happens to be true. But there's a lot of great people, and this is a shining light right here. Joe Ellie Corrales.
Yep.
He does interesting videos. He puts videos on Facebook.
Let me see here and get this right. I have to have my glasses to see this. A little bit small.
Talk amongst yourselves, people.
Yeah. $6. It's very small, but it's $6.
You know, I can't see anything without my glasses. I can't see near.
I can see far without them, but I can't see close.
Yeah. Well,
and then I got the headset on and all that, and it's hard to put the glasses on.
Yeah.
So Steve will have to interpret, but I think it says $6.
$5 US, $6.50 Canada.
Oh, okay. Well, lessons for Larned.
$5 US, $6.50 Canada. Yeah. So this is an awesome tool. Somebody invented a long time ago. Maybe before they had glasses. I don't know.
I don't know either. I know Sherlock Holmes had one.
Well, yeah.
All right. Let's move on to whatever's next.
Well, there's a couple of choices here. I think I would want to go with this one. This is our pal Tom Fellrath.
Counting the Days, hologram. And this is interesting because some of this, I believe, was done with AI.
It looks like quite much of it was. This looks like total AI here.
Well, I'm wondering if some of it's AI and if some of it's photographs, and he's drawn the character into the background there.
Yeah, I think the character himself is drawn by Tom.
Yeah, he draws the character, but he's using either AI, and I think it's AI, or photographs, and putting the figure in there. And this one's very different because it's actually the main character is almost like on vacation. He's visiting all these different locations.
Yeah, he really is because it's been an adventure up to this point. This
one's different. 7? He goes to all these different locations around the world in here.
Yeah,
kind of.
He goes to the Great Wall.
Yeah, he goes to the Great Wall of China. He goes all over.
He plays with penguins in the Antarctic.
Yeah,
there he is jumping with the penguins.
Yeah,
like he's on vacation.
And the Wailing Wall. Isn't this the Wailing Wall, I believe?
I think so. Yep. Yeah, the Wailing Wall. He says my Orthodox friends didn't appreciate my emerging from the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. So you can imagine, a bunch of Jewish people, and they're at the wall and they're worshiping. All of a sudden, a ghostly figure comes out.
There he is on the wall. Yeah. Holy mackerel. Yeah.
The thing is, I thought previously people couldn't see him, but now they can see him.
Yeah, I think they can see him. Yeah, I don't know.
See him, but they see through him. So now he truly is a hologram. But I think at one point he was invisible, as I recall.
Yeah.
Unless I'm mistaken.
And this, what's interesting, he always counts the days down. He always counts the days. Every panel has a different days to go.
Right. How many days
Because
ago
this
it
is
was?
1990 back
Yep.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a nice little publication. Very well done, of course. It's $1.
He's up in
$1.
the Austrian hills.
There
Well,
he
you
is
remember
floating around up
yeah,
there.
Julie Andrews saying, "The
Yep.
hills are alive
Uh,
with the sound of music." He says,
Yeah.
"I'm happy to report that the Austrian hills are still alive with the sound
With
of
Sound
music."
of Music. Okay.
He doesn't look like Julie Andrews, but he's having a good time.
I don't want to show too much of it, but
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tom is such a great writer.
yeah, very
And
cool.
I think he kind of held back at this time.
Yeah, I think he wanted to do something a little different. So he put the guy on tour.
Like an intermission. It's like, let's let him give this guy a break. Let him go have some fun.
Travel around the world.
And
very cool.
But he misses his wife, Maggie.
Yeah.
You can imagine once he became a hologram, the relationship between him and his wife became a little strained.
Yeah.
And I think I need a break from this. Time to hit the road. So that's exactly what happens. That's a great little book.
Yeah.
It's only $1. It's only $1.
Yeah, it's $1. Can't beat that.
From Tom. Yeah.
Tom Fellrath. And we'll have his contact info in the description. So you can contact him and get one. So, well, that brings us to this gem.
A little bit of madness, I think.
Bad Magazine.
Madness and Badness.
Number 7.
Yep. Number 7 from Dan Burke.
Dan Burke, and this is huge. It's oversized. It's I don't guess it has a page count, but it has a lot of pages.
This guy, what is it, 40-some pages? Maybe more?
I don't know. I don't know what it. I don't see it.
It's pretty large, and it's all full-sized in full color.
Full color.
And
all kinds of crazy ads and and then his own artwork in here besides the AI artwork that's in there.
Yeah, as I said, we're going to be discussing that soon.
We're going to be discussing AI in a future episode of coming up.
Dan does use AI, but this is his own artwork here. Yeah. And apparently even the AI stuff that he does, if he doesn't like what's going on with that, he changes things and puts his own artwork in. So he's all over the place. I mean, he's totally the editor and the creator and totally responsible for this.
Look at how this is done. I mean, look at that. There's one thing to do AI. It's one thing to do it like that. It is that would be very, very difficult. And he has knocked out 7 of these in a short time. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, I see the witches, those witch pages, and then there's some Sunday comic strips parodies.
Yeah.
They look just like the old Sunday comics, only once you start to read them, they're utterly perverse. And
now, I'm going to say this is really not for kids. Keep that in mind. This is not for kids.
Not Prince Valiant. It's Prince Violence, not Prince Valiant. And, and all kinds of violence happening.
Dan can draw anything. Look at the Peanuts cartoon he drew. I mean, he can draw anything.
Yeah, and right away in the first panel, you can tell it's a little different because you got this Snoopy type dog, and he looking at Charlie, and he says, "I hate this guy." Yeah. And it's just not normal. I mean, no, this is not normal stuff.
This started as a parody of Mad Magazine, of course, and now it's evolved a little. It's not the first issue we had looked exactly like a Mad Magazine. You could not tell that wasn't a Mad Magazine.
It was a brilliant
parody. He has changed this kind of to fit his own style. And it's similar to Mad Magazine, but I wouldn't say it's like the first issue. The first issue, you could not tell the difference.
Well, I like the parody of Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Mars
very
attacks again. And
got a lot of crazy ads in here. There's some ads there. You can see.
Yeah, there's a lot of ads and
A bunch of
letters
crazy ads.
column.
Yeah.
And just madness all over the place. I mean, I could just turn to
Here's
any
a
page.
parody of Breaking Bad back here. Faking Bad.
Faking bad,
Yeah.
baking bad, shaking bad, and
Keeps on going, yeah. And the last one we cannot pronounce, but yeah, baking, shaking, and whatever.
Here's on the
It's
letters page.
just-
Somebody says, I have been kidnapped and forced to work in a chicken-themed restaurant in Walla Walla, Washington. And this person sent some actual photographs of working in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and,
with chickens. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not too happy about how they have to dress. I feel the costume is dehumanizing, says a worker. Dressed like chickens.
Here's a John Wick puzzle page.
Oh yeah, John Wick is all through this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a puzzle page right there.
Yep.
Really crazy. Dan's I mean, where he comes up with this stuff, I will never know, but he is something.
And he might be accused of being sexist, but he's so darn funny. I think.
Yeah.
He says here he's got a picture of Dolly Parton.
Mhm.
Parton. She's
Yeah.
going into space. It says going into space where her breasts are weightless. To sing her new single, Ketchup loves more mustard. Loves mustard. Ketchup loves mustard. I don't know what that means, but
I don't know either, but
it's important to know that her breasts are weightless in outer space.
yeah.
In case anyone wondered.
Yeah. Apparently Dan wondered.
Yeah, Dan wondered. Yeah, he doesn't make any
Anyway.
he won't deny that, but he treats men and women almost equally. I mean, I think, 'cause once in a while he shows the guys, well, this is just a drawing, so it's a guy's butt, okay. So there
Mhm.
you go. See, he's pandering to the other side now and say, okay, well, I got this in here, but so don't accuse me of being a sexist, but I don't think he really minds.
Bad alien movies. You just see the ad for each bad alien movie. One is worse than the other. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Here's a satire of Howard the Duck. How weird the duck. How weird the duck.
How weird the duck.
Take a bath. The freaky adventures of a creepy duck. Yep.
Well, you can go a long time reading this. I'll tell you. There's a lot in here. You can go forever.
Yeah. It's hard to tell how much is actually Dan and how much is the AI, but it's all. I mean, it's his.
It's all Dan.
I mean, he inputted this data,
Yeah.
and this is what came out of it. He's got to.
That is so hard to do. So hard to do.
Just too much. Okay. Here we got Joe Biden, the president.
Mhm.
He has his own
Joe's
popcorn ad.
Mhm.
Joe's Popcorn.
Yeah,
Week
corn
old.
pop. I'm surprised it's not corn pop, but it is corn.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. Yeah.
Popcorn well past its expiration date. I don't know if I think
Uh-oh.
he's making a comment there.
A little comment. Yeah.
Too funny. I mean, this thing is hysterical. You can just go from one end to the other.
And this is available directly from Amazon. Isn't that correct, Steve? This is from Amazon.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think
Whatever
you
we
get
said.
this
Yeah,
through
yeah,
Amazon.
yeah. You can buy it from Amazon.
And I believe it's $10. If I'm
Yeah, I
not
think
mistaken.
I ordered a copy from Amazon. So yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Amazon.
$10. Yeah. But look at that. I mean, it's just.
He's got paper dolls.
Yeah, you can cut out the paper dolls and put the clothes on them.
This is The Rock. and if you want, you can dress him like this.
Like that.
Yeah.
All depends on what you want to do. You can do it all. Oh my gosh.
Just hilarious stuff.
Yeah. So, and the price right here is cheap enough. Right?
Cheap enough.
Cheap
That
enough.
says so right there.
Right there. So there you go.
So he has tributes to both Vampira, who was a horror movie television host back in the
Bad
50s.
drive-in movies.
Yeah, and she also appeared in a couple of Ed Wood's infamous bad movies.
Yeah.
And he also Elvira's in here somewhere too. So that's like the modern day Elvira. The modern day, he has a paper doll of Elvira.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is cool. I mean, there's this creature here. I don't know where this came from. The bloater paper doll. You see this disgusting looking image here?
Yeah.
And you can dress it up and make it look like.
There, got a nice
like
suit
that.
on.
Got a suit.
Very nice suit.
The bloater.
Zombie High is also in here.
Zombie High. There's too much.
And you can look at that. I mean, there's just tons of things in here. You can go forever. Yep. Yeah. What a book. I don't know how he does it though. That is so much work. Wow.
He's got these confusingly written parking permits that you can print these out, hang them on the rearview mirror in your car, and before the authorities be totally confused, they don't make any sense at all. So by the time you run into the store and run back out, you can get away while they're still scratching their heads.
Allows you to your car to park and party anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere at any time.
Yeah. So
there you go. That's what you need.
Exactly. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Quite a book.
Dan, you're a genius.
Yeah.
You know you're a genius, right? Well, we're telling you are, so.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll have his info down in the description. Like I say, I believe you get it from Amazon, and I think it's $10. So, well worth it. You're going to look at that for a long time.
And I saw a Mad Magazine anthology reprint, a title in the grocery store. There was something, some sort of anthology. Is it still around? I mean, there's that issue.
No, they're done.
So
Mad is done. Yeah.
But somehow someone published this Mad Magazine.
Well, they did a lot of that, but I mean, they're not publishing anything new now.
Right.
They're
just a compilation. A compilation title.
It's the old stuff, redone. Yeah.
Yeah. And most of the guys who did Mad Magazine are all deceased now.
Yeah, they passed away, most of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's time for
drum roll.
Wait a minute. I used to have wait a minute. I can get it right now. I had a sign that said drum roll, but
drum roll.
It's out of reach right now.
Steve Willis. Cheers.
Steve Willis. A bottle of Steve Willis. There you go. And it is Cranium Frenzy number 17.
Right.
I'm going to tell you a little secret, and we're not going to give it away, but these 4 characters he's been doing since 1973. But you are going to find out something about these 4 characters in this issue, which I am not going to give away. You are going to have to get the issue to find out.
Oh.
But yeah,
so
very interesting.
I can't give that away either then.
No, you don't give it away either.
Oh, man, it's like the
Steve
funniest
is a
part of the whole story.
Great giveaway guy. I have to keep him in check. But yeah. One of the things that I really like about well, there's a lot of things I like about Steve Willis, but the last names of some characters that he comes up with, I don't have the exact panel, but it's like, I don't remember the guy's first name. I think it was maybe Charles Spits on You. Charles spits on you. He has the greatest last names of anybody in comics.
I'm just looking at here,
Yeah.
and Morty is with his friends. That would be
Yeah.
Cosmo Bear, a little bird bug
Mhm.
guy with no name, Muki, the mutant membrane, and they're all having like a cookout.
Yeah.
And,
The name of this is
looking at the stars.
Iceberg Lettuce is the name of this particular story,
Right.
and it's
They're talking at this
Yeah.
cookout, and he says,
they're
cut
cooking
the
out.
crap, and hand me another little cranium. Now,
Yeah.
the little craniums, these
Mhm.
are the little smiley face guys that you've been
Yeah.
seeing
You
throughout
see him in all of
his
his
stories.
comics. Yeah. Now they are roasting them like marshmallows.
Yep.
Toasted craniums is what they're having,
Yep.
and
They have no mercy. Impale.
they
Ah.
impaled the head and then cooked it over the campfire because they're camping
Yeah.
out.
Look
So
at
they're
help,
having,
help.
Yeah, the little heads are screaming. Toasted craniums, which
Toasted
I'm thinking
cranium.
might be pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think someone says, well, they're really crunchy. I think Morty says that.
Well, yeah, he's eating one and it goes crunch. Yeah, somewhere in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, here's one that he's eating and it says consume.
Consume.
Yeah.
There you go. That tells it right there.
Yeah. So yes.
They're out camping, and one guy says, yeah, away from internet, away from TV, away from the culture wars, away from politics. And Morty says, ain't that the truth? Politics. Why is it so many well-meaning do-gooders become narcissistic, entitled a-holes once they become public figures? That's all the politics you get here. And that's when he does, in fact, consume the little cranium guy.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, right there.
He's ranting, and
Yeah.
so.
Yep.
So it's basically a cookout. There is another story in this.
Now there is a note from Steve himself right here that I'll just read you. There's a note from Steve. He butts into the story.
Oh yeah, he pops in there.
Note, Morty the dog did in fact run as an unregistered write-in candidate for mayor of McCleary, Washington in 1999 and claimed 5% of the vote. So the cartoon character was a write-in and got 5% of the vote. What does that say? What does that say about the people of McCleary, Washington? You know?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to vote Democrat. I don't want to vote Republican.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for a cartoon character. Yeah, a dog that doesn't exist in real life. So, oh boy.
That doesn't surprise me.
Now that story goes on until we come to the throne room story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was once a low-life grifter, but then I saw the light.
Yeah.
I thought I did. He was working hard and became he got a bogus diploma that allows him to be a doctor so he could influence people.
Yes, he does. Yeah. And people fall for that con. Initially, I operated as a psychic up and down the West Coast. And he's right here. He's showing you what he did.
He says, he's a psychic. You were Millard Fillmore, the 13th president of the United States. That'll be $2,000, please.
And
Gosh, she's handing over the money.
Yeah, they pay him. And he's all but admitting he's a fraud, but doesn't matter. Going to pay him anyway. It's all about the money, he says. It's all about the money. Right there.
Yeah, but he's sitting on a lot of money.
Yeah,
so
it's all about the money.
Yeah. This is a pyramid scheme, in fact, so it looks like a pyramid.
It looks like a pyramid.
This pyramid scheme, but apparently somewhere along the line, he finds he's all full of hot gas and hot air.
Oh yeah, and he's so full of hot gas and he floats away. However, the reason he floats away is a Steve Willis only reason, And the reason is,
Right.
if you can hold that up to show that, I'll read it. The rope held me down, but as
go
my
back.
cultists gathered and chanted, their little pointy word balloon tails
Must be on
cut
this
away
page.
my tether and severed it. So the word balloons with those tails on them, you know how word balloons have tails?
Yep.
See the tail? They cut his tether.
Disjoin, it says.
Yeah, it disjoined them.
And
And
they're
he
reverent.
floated away.
He ascends. They're totally reverent.
Yeah. Now, only Steve would use
Uncle
word
Tuck.
balloons to cut something. The tail of a word balloon.
Uh-huh.
Holy cow.
So he goes up there, and I don't mind giving this away a little bit.
No, let's yeah, a little bit. Okay.
It's okay. He goes up, he floats up, and perforate right through the bottom of an airplane,
Yeah.
and he comes up in the toilet.
In a toilet, which is really bad, you know.
Yeah.
If you're going to perforate into something, you'd hope it wouldn't be a toilet.
Why do all awakenings have to be so rude?
Yeah. Man. And then, of course, he is now including the Buttercube brothers.
Our favorites.
Yeah, the Buttercube brothers on the back of every issue. I think from now on. I probably shouldn't give it away. But anyway, the Buttercube brothers are on the back, and you can read that when you get your issue.
If you've read our previous videos, if you've seen our previous video, you know what always happens to the Buttercube brothers. But this time they're going up into the Antarctic. Let's go to the Antarctic. Having a little bit of an argument there. It's nice and clean, you said. It's like the place was invented for us, you said. We'll be safe there, you said. And then you see the last panel.
Yeah. Oh, Steve.
Too funny.
He is great.
I don't know about you, but I know you did. I know you got a lot of extra stuff.
Yes, I did. I got some stuff here. Yours is different than mine.
Yeah, actual drawings.
I got these are original. Morty Comics 6,281. Almost dropped it. That's right here.
No one was shocked when Ronnie was arrested. I mean, look how he looks. You know, no one was shocked.
No.
What did you got?
You wouldn't be shocked if he was arrested. and this one says, nothing can live unless something else dies. Pretty screwed up system, isn't it? And then the other one.
Bruno shunned the triple-headed skateboard. It's a skateboard with 3 heads.
Three craniums. Those are 3 craniums.
That's 3 craniums. That is. I didn't know that. Really, until this issue, I didn't realize that they were called craniums.
Yeah, they're little craniums. Yeah.
Now I know. Now I've been illuminated. Now.
Yes. And here, this is wordless, but this is Morty Comics 6,246 with this gentleman playing the guitar. And I think he has like spiked hair. Look at that. Very cool.
Yep.
And it's on the back of this.
I got this one. Mine's on the back of
That's on the back of that. This one's on the back of nothing on the back.
This one
has this.
Dinwiddle learned there is no up in space.
Oh.
There he goes.
Uh-huh.
Dinwiddle, now he knows the answer. One of the questions he's always wondered about.
Yeah.
And here's one that's wordless as well.
Yeah.
But Steve Willis is so prolific. He's putting out so much stuff and sending original drawings to everybody. Yeah. I mean,
now once again, you cannot. There is no cover price on this. You cannot buy this. You can trade for this. You can send stamps, postage for this, but you cannot buy it. And I will give you his address so that you can send him your comic, and he will send you this comic or something. But
I've seen other people. I know Jeff Wood posted something. He received. I saw on Facebook. He received a bunch of books, a bunch of stuff from Steve Willis, and most of the time he includes a personal letter.
Yes, I have a letter. I have a letter right
from
here.
one Steve to another,
Mhm.
and and he's complimentary, and he's and Steve, he's not on the internet.
No, he's not. No, he does
Does
not use a computer. So there's no AI. None of this is AI.
no.
This is all drawn by Steve because he
Yeah,
doesn't have a computer. So this is not AI.
It just kind of shows what if we didn't have all these other distractions. Like he doesn't have a television,
No?
no television, no computer, but all these other distractions. A lot of people would be more prolific, more creative than they
If
already
he didn't
are.
have all this stuff.
Steve
Yeah.
Willis is a definite example of
Uh-huh.
all his energies are devoted to drawing and writing and just being funny and being a
Yeah.
hilarious, a great creator. So you got to admire him for that. He's learned how to put all that other stuff out of the way and just do what he wants to do.
Yeah. And that's
And
great.
we
really
all
is.
benefit from that. We all benefit from that.
Yeah. Great stuff. I think we had a great, everything we did today was great stuff. So lots of great stuff out there in the small press world.
And we're great looking guys. So that's a plus.
That's the other thing.
People watching this video, God,
they're going to say, wow,
great looking.
Those guys are great looking. Yeah.
So, you can see us in person if you go to space in 3 weeks.
We will be at space in 3 weeks.
Hi, Bob Corby.
Bob Corby will be there because he's running it. And we will be there and we will be videoing. So if you're there, we're going to probably come around your table and talk to you and invite you over to our table and all that. So
that'll be a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, that's going to be a great time. We're really looking forward to it. So
there might be 2 videos because I'm going to bring my video camera with me too.
I was going to ask you to bring your video camera, and of course I'm bringing mine. And so we'll have a lot of video. But
we're not talking about cell phone videos. I've got a really nice Sony camcorder. So that if we put you on the screen, like Michael Nino's going to be there. If you want to see Michael Nino in full screen,
he's going to be there.
He's going to be there. Matt Fizel
will be there.
We know.
Yep.
Full screen people, just stay tuned.
And we're looking forward to meeting some new people because there's a lot of people that I've never heard of that are going to be there. So we're going to come back with a gang of comics. Yeah. So we'll have a bunch of comics and a bunch of video, and we can do videos on the comics we bring back. So we're going to have a good time.
That's right. We're going to be trading. We're going to be buying. We're going to be selling.
Trading, buying, selling, everything. Yeah.
Posing for pictures. And I mean, okay, it's not the same as posing with like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
A lot of eating we'll be doing.
Drinking a lot of Coca-Colas to stay awake.
Diet Cokes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're going to wrap this up before we get ourselves in more trouble than we can handle.
I think we're already there.
Yeah, just about. We will see you. We will see you in the next video. Take it easy.
Adios, folks.
Bye.